Okay, hello everybody. This video is going to outline the completion of the Luas Tram. In a previous class we drew the outline rectangle that's going to be the basis of how we build up the rest of our drawing. So the outline rectangle is equal to the overall width of the tram, 250 millimeters, and the overall height, which is hard to see there, but it is 115 millimeters. Okay, so let me just write that in there. 115 millimeters. This drawing is available for you on Google Classroom, and it'll probably be a little bit clearer than this one. Okay, so there's my outline rectangle. Double check, make sure it's 250 by 115. And what I'm going to do next is what we did similar with the CAO monogram. I'm going to mark off all these dimensions down along the bottom of the rectangle. So starting with 10, 10, 10, 5 and so on, all along the bottom there. So I'm going to use my set square and I'm going to use a 4H pencil to do that. I'm going to keep the drawing close by so I can double check just to make sure I'm marking it off correctly. Okay, so 4H pencil. And I'm going to get started. Now we need to be careful here. This question focuses a lot on numeracy skills, okay, and distinguishing between different dimensions. There's a lot of them down here, a lot of small ones, 5 millimeters. So just make sure you're including all of those while you're marking them off on your drawing. Okay, so make sure you put a little mark on the line. You know, don't have it up here or down underneath. Mark it on the bottom line of the rectangle. So starting with 10, 10, and 10, adding on 5. 15, 5 again, and we have 15 and we have 5. Okay, and then the next dimension here is 30 millimeters. Okay, so 30 and 5, and then we have 30 again and 5 again. We have 30 again, and we have 5 after that, and then we're back to the smaller dimensions. So 15, 5, 15, 5, and then 3 10s. So 10, 10, and the last one 10, and it should work out exactly at the end of the rectangle there. Okay. Now, if it doesn't work out exactly at the end of the rectangle here, you may have missed a dimension. It happens quite a lot. Go back over each one with your ruler or set square again. Check them all off. Fill in any missing ones. Okay, next step. This vertical line here to the left of the rectangle, I'm going to mark off all these dimensions up along here now. Next. Okay. So starting off very bottom there, 5 millimeters. Okay, let's just see what the next one is. The next one is 40. Okay, 40. And then we have 35. 35 is there. 35 millimeters. We have then got 5, 15, and 15. So 5 millimeters. 15, and I have 15 left. Okay, so just a tip there, when you're marking off each dimension, if you're moving the ruler like I have been doing, make sure that you are starting off exactly where you left off with the last mark. So 0 on your set square should be exactly at the last mark. Otherwise you'll create an error in your marking out, and that error will get bigger and bigger as you add on more and more marks representing each dimension. Okay, right, next step. What we're going to do next of all, if you look at the question, you can see these little blue construction lines that are extending from the bottom line of the rectangle up here, like so. And we also have construction lines going across the tram. So from those lines at the bottom of the rectangle, from those marks that I marked off the bottom rectangle, I'm going to draw a series of vertical construction lines using my 4H pencil. Okay, so set square and T square positioned like so. So T square in position, set square down on top, Okay, make sure your set square does not move slightly on your T-square, so there should be no gaps. So make sure it's sliding nice and snug across your T-square like so. Okay, make sure your T-square is in the correct position also. Okay, so here we go. I'm using my 4H pencil, so construction lines just should be nice and light, and I'm sliding the set square into position for every line, or I'm lining up my set square with each of those marks that I marked off previously at the bottom of the rectangle. Okay, you can see there that I'm drawing these lines until these lines I'm drawing are actually going up above the rectangle. You can see there. I'm not too worried about that now. I'm making sure that the pencil lines are as light as possible. Okay, you can of course stop these construction lines here if you wish. I'm kind of moving through this fairly quickly. Okay, there's all my vertical construction lines. Next step, horizontal construction lines from each one of these marks. Okay, so T-square only this time, right across the rectangle. Okay, just making sure that the T-square is lined up exactly with each mark that we marked off previously. And there we go. Okay, so what I have now is like a grid, and I can use that grid to piece together the tram. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw in with my 2B pencil the outline of the tram now. Okay, so I suppose the frame of the tram. So it's going to include horizontal line, vertical, a diagonal line, horizontal line, and another diagonal line. So I'm going to start here at the bottom left, which is this point, and I need to figure out where this line goes to. So if you look closely, you can see it goes up a distance of 40 plus 5, or you could say, if you like, 2 lines, 2 horizontal lines up. So 1, 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little mark there. Excuse me. This diagonal line here then starts from this point that I've just marked off there, and it extends inwards to the right a distance of 10 millimeters. So if you follow that construction line all the way up, it locates that point there for me. Now look, we are 1, 2, 3, 4 horizontal construction lines from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So up 4 lines and in 1. And that's that point there. And because the tram is symmetrical, it's going to be the exact same thing down the opposite end. So we're up here, we're up 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and we're in 1. Okay, so I've marked off those points. And what I'm going to do next of all is I'm going to use my T-square to draw in the bottom horizontal line, okay, which goes the whole way from left to right on the rectangle. Okay, like that. Alright. Now I'm going to heavy in the line that goes up to this point. There we go. Same down the other end. I'm going to draw in the diagonal line next, here and here. And the way I do that is just with the set square. I'm going to put my pencil on the first point, move the set square in close to the pencil, so it's touching off the nib, and I'm just going to maneuver the set square into position so as it lines up with that second point up there. And then carefully draw in that diagonal line. The same thing over this side. Okay, and now I can draw in the roof of the tram. So from this point back over here, like so. Okay, I'm just going to heavy in this line a little bit more here. Right, okay, so already you can see how the 2B pencil stands out from the 4H pencil. So you can clearly see the difference between construction lines and finish line types in that part of the question. Okay, so the next step here, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw in this window. So I need to find the points of where this window is. Now, if I look, the bottom horizontal line of the window is 2 construction lines up from the bottom. So look, 1, 2, or you can check the dimensions and locate that on your sheet. The bottom left corner is in line with the bottom left corner of the outside of the tram. So that point is there. Okay, so you can see the way I'm using the construction lines to mark off these points. The width of that window is 10 plus 10. So I'm going to mark this point next, which is there. It goes up, all right, just under 5 millimeters underneath the roof of the tram, which is that point. It goes to the left 10 millimeters. Okay, and then it goes back down, diagonal line back down here, joining together. So 2B pencil, once again, finish line type, marking in that diagonal line, T-square and set square for vertical lines, and T-square only for horizontal lines. So there and there. Okay, and as I said before, because this drawing is symmetrical, I can mark off those exact same points at the other end of the tram. Okay, and I can draw in this window down here too. Now, everybody, you can see what I'm doing there, the way I mark off the points first. I put a dot on the page, you know, here and here. So look, I'm making those fairly big for the purpose of this video, but as you progress through each of these drawings, you should try to concentrate on making those little dots, you know, as small as possible, because what we want is for those to fade into the background when we're finished the drawing. There we go. Okay, so now we have 2 little windows in there. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw in these 2 doors, I suppose. Alright, so very straightforward. I'm going to find the bottom 2 points first. So if I come over 10, 10, 10 and 5, and then the bottom left of the door starts here. The width of the door is 15 millimeters from our drawing. And it goes all the way up here in line with the window that we've just drawn. So there and there. Okay, so I've marked off 4 corners of the door. T-square to draw them in. Like so. Okay, so look, we have 3 more doors the exact same in that drawing. This one, and this one. So I can quickly mark off all the points for the other 3 doors. They are all in similar locations, being careful of this 5 millimeter gap between them. Okay, so there, 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 and there, 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 and there. And to speed up the drawing, I'm going to draw in the tops of the 3 remaining door all at the same time, so I don't have to move my T-square, as you can see. Just a helpful tip for you. Okay, and it'll speed up your drawing a lot, just when you notice little shortcuts like that. So same thing again here, 2B pencil. So I'm going to draw in all the sides of the doors at the same time using the T-square and my set square. Like so. Okay, so there's the 4 doors drawn in. Right. To finish off the inside of the tram, there are 3 windows. Okay, so I think these are the easiest to locate. So you can almost see them because of the construction lines I drew initially. I can see the 4 corners, Now you can use your drone again. If you want to measure them, you can of course. I'm just going to mark them off here really quickly with my 2B pencil. Now it's important that you get the marking out correct at the start of the drawing, otherwise it'll be, you know, you may be missing a window or it mightn't just work out as accurately as it should. I'm quickly going to draw in the tops of all these windows at the same time, okay, just to speed up the whole drawing a little bit. So, okay, and that's the main part of our tram complete. As a challenge, I'm going to ask all students to try and complete this diamond shape yourselves. Okay, so there's an extended challenge here. I'm not going to do it in this video. I want you to try and figure out, how do we draw in this diamond shape here? A good starting point is to find this point here. It's in the middle of that middle window. What else do we need to do to draw it in? Look closely at the dimensions. Okay, that's the end of the video, guys. So good luck with completing that question, and try to add on this diamond piece at the top when you're finished.